Oh, we live. What's up, my people? Koereyelle, how you feeling, sis?
I'm so good, so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you already know. You already know. Thank you for taking the time to jump in and tap in, and we're gonna get all into your mind, your brilliance, your heart. What you've experienced is next level, right? So Koereyelle, God has blessed us to be like next level everything, next level trucking, next level living, next level students curriculum,
Yeah.
next level speakers conference. I've seen you speak. I've seen you rock the mic. I tried to get you at our last conference, but you wasn't able to make it. You know what I'm saying? You had the baby and some other situations and things going on. Like I get that. But now you bounce back and you all in. So thank you for
Yes.
tapping in tonight. Yeah. So we're streaming this live on YouTube. It's going out to all of our people, and we'll have the recording later. And I just wanted to curate some conversation, right, in preparation for the conference. I wanted to kind of just take some time to kind of hear from you. So take a few moments, if you will, and let the people know who Koereyelle is.
Yeah. So, first of all, thank you so much for the opportunity. I was so
Yeah.
sad that I was not able to be a part of the last conference that you all had, but I'm super excited that we were able to work this thing out. Your girl got a babysitter, and I am outside. So, I am a former classroom teacher. I actually started out my career as a second and third grade classroom teacher, and I managed to turn that
Mm.
$32,000 teaching salary into $1 million brand. I am the founder of Work
Mm.
University, which is an online financial literacy platform that teaches Black women how to stop living paycheck to paycheck by using their skills to start new streams of income. So, anytime I have the
Mm.
opportunity to get in front of people who want better, who want to do more, who know that there is something more that they've been called to do, I feel honored and privileged to be able to do that. So, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's so. Let's just rewind, right, and talk about that, right? From $32,000 a year teaching salary, can I keep it 1,000? Wow. When I hear that, I'm thinking like, and I know it because I'm heavy in the school space with the work I do with schools. But it's like, man, 32 grand a year. At one point, like what was it? Was it something that was weighing on you after a while where you realized like I'm ready to make bigger impact, right? Because that was purposeful work. I tell people all the time, Korea, especially educators, like that's not just a career and occupation, like that's a calling to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I've helped people who are in education now prepare to transition to their next level of calling. What was it that made you say it's time to make this move? Was it a thing? Was it something in you? Was it random? Because you for to go from 32,000 a year to building $1 million brand and traveling the world and all the success. Now you got your dream husband, and I say that because he a handsome brother, he a tall brother, he a positive brother and brilliant brother. You feel me? Y'all got a beautiful son, like, and I've known you since for years, like before y'all were together. So, like, how did you
Yep.
get from there to here? Like, when did that thing click that made you say, it's time for my next level?
You know what's funny? I never give myself the credit to say that I was bold enough or fearless
Hmm.
enough to just step out on faith. It
Hmm.
was not me. It was completely God, because the only way that I
Hmm.
ended up stepping out and stepping into my purpose was through a personal experience that I felt like was the worst thing that could have possibly happened to me. And that was me getting into a relationship, getting engaged to be married, thinking that, I had the career, I had the house. Now it's time for me to do this next step, which was getting married. So I rushed into a relationship that was not right, ended up in this abusive relationship, and it was getting in that situation and then getting out of that situation that I realized the gift that God had given me, that I had truly been blessed with a second chance, with another opportunity. And it was at that time that I realized that I can keep, just existing, or I can figure out like my true purpose. I really felt like I had survived something serious. And because God had given me this second chance, I was going to make the most of this second chance. And so it came down to me really being like ashamed of being in this abusive relationship, calling off this engagement, and that shame forcing me to put in this application to work. Y'all, I was about to leave my teaching job here in Atlanta to go teach in Abu Dhabi, literally on the other side of the world, because I was so ashamed. I ain't lying to you. I
Wow.
was so ashamed to have gotten in
Wow.
this relationship and it not work out. And so it was that experience, the experience that I thought was like the worst thing that could have ever happened to me, that literally
Mm.
set me up to discover my purpose. So my pain absolutely led to my purpose.
Mm. I just did a TED talk on that a few days ago. That's brilliant. So you realize it's time for the transition. I'm about to not just redo love and not just redo relationships. You realize at the root of it, I got to redo Koereyelle, right?
Yep.
Like it was almost like a becoming, like an awakening to see where you are now. Let me ask you, because it's levels to it, right? To see the
Hmm.
level that you are at now, not only am I super proud, love your branding, I'm a fan. I'm gonna keep it all the way 1,000, right? Because we can't call it next level if I ain't next level honesty. I've seen some of your branding over the years and taking screenshots and show my team like, hey, this is what good branding looks like. They like, oh, you want hot pink? I'm like, stop playing. No, I don't want hot pink. You feel me?
That's
But
not what I
the
meant.
professional, right, the professionalism. And I bought your book at a book signing you had years ago. You know what I'm saying? With the work. What was the with the pink, with the black
Work
and white? You
101.
know what I'm saying? With,
Yep.
huh?
Work
What
101.
you say? Oh yeah, work one
It's
on one. Yeah, and so I remember that, and it's spelled WERK,
yep.
right? Yeah. I remember it's in my library right now. And so, because it has the colorful pages, like high quality, and like not the normal, like basic book, like it's a lot of depth to that. So, did you ever think when you first started, not that you ever had faith, did you ever think when you first quit and said, man, I'm about to do my own thing, I'm about to go to the next level and empower other women, did you ever think that you would be where you are now?
Absolutely not. And I
Hmm.
really like I remember having those moments with myself where I knew that I wanted something more, but I didn't know what else I qualified for,
Hmm.
if that made sense. I really
Hmm.
believe that because my degree was in education, because my only professional experience was as a classroom teacher, I believe that even if I got out of the classroom, even if I got out of the schools, I could not leave the school system. Like I thought that I had to work for a textbook company or climb the ladder within the schools, the school district. I never believed that there could be something outside of education for myself. The crazy thing is, I'm still very much so an educator. So I have not necessarily stepped outside of education. I've just kind of created my own
No.
classroom. But that's why
Yeah.
it's so important for me to speak at these events and have these conversations and have, host my podcast, because if I would have had somebody back then who would have told me what I'm
Come
now
on.
telling other women is possible, who knows where I would be. So it's so
Hmm.
important for me to go back and show other women that they already have the skills to pay the bills. Like you already
I love it.
have what it takes. You just need a strategy to make it happen.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know what? It's interesting you say that, because it's clear that your branding, you got love for men, you got love for our men, but you like, hey, but God has called me on a mission to empower,
Yep.
to equip, to train, to influence. Correct me here, right? I don't remember what it was, but your Instagram bio, because listen to me, y'all. I study the greats. Your Instagram bio shifted years ago to you put something like I graduated from motivating to empowering, or I graduated from empowering. You know what I'm talking
Empowerment.
about? What did it
Yeah.
say?
It said I retired from empowerment to teach women how to get paid.
So you like I retired from empowerment to now teach women how to get paid. I love that, and when I saw that, I was like, yo, Koereyelle, she about that life, which is why last year I went to at the conference. So let me tell you why it's important for me. One thing I pride myself on, I got a family full of women. Nicole is our chief operating officer. So after me and Tracy, it's Nicole. She running this whole sucker. She producing the show in the background with my brother D. and I'm running all the other businesses like she a beast. You got my wife. I don't make no financial decisions without my wife. I talked to my mama today for 35 minutes. Like I love the women, you know what I'm saying, in my family. I'm big on women empowerment. I just told Chris the other day. Now look, y'all, there's levels to us. Everybody that's in our community. I just told Chris, who's our director of our Speakers Academy, Koereyelle. I said, we need to add a female coach, like somebody who been there and done that, because I want to make sure that we hitting all angles. And so I said for the conference, for every male that's there, I want to have a female. You know what I'm saying? For every
Yeah.
man that's there, I want to have a woman. So I want you just for a few moments to speak to the women out there that have a voice, or maybe those that's questioning being a speaker, but they like, I don't really know if the world needs my voice. I don't really know, what I should share. Like, speak to that person that might feel like they've been on the sidelines and all they thought was that they could be a teacher, or all they thought was that they could be a mom or a wife, but there's so much more inside of them. What you got to share for them?
Listen, the one thing that I like to share with people to kind of put things in perspective, for women, we a lot of times get caught up in imposter syndrome. I don't really think men deal with that. Like, y'all come to the table like, yo, I got it. Even if I don't got it, I'm gonna act like I got it. I'm gonna fake it till I make it. With women,
Hmm.
we internalize a lot and we deal with imposter syndrome. So we can, on one hand, talk ourselves into doing something great, and then 2 seconds later we're rattling off all of the reasons why it's not going to work, why we're not ready, why we're not the right person, why we're not going to be successful, why nobody's going to support us, why all of the things. And so I love to be able to tell people that I built this $1 million business based on a failed abusive relationship, not based on an MBA, not based on a rich daddy, not based on a rich baby daddy, not based
Hmm.
on any of the things that we think
Hmm.
that you need to have to be successful. I did not know business. There's still a lot of stuff that I
Hmm.
don't know, that I'm literally learning every single day. And I was able to make $1 million doing it my way. So,
Hmm.
and with half the trouble, with half the stress, with half of the medical
Hmm.
issues, that none of the medical issues, I should say, that teaching
Hmm.
was causing. And so trust me when I say I just want to be an inspiration for the people who feel like they can only do what they've done. I'm here to tell you that the way that you started does not have to be the way that you stay, right? What
Yeah.
you're doing right now does not have to be how you finish it. And so, one of the things that I really just want you to lean in on is that you do not have to be the expert in anything. Your experience is your expertise. Your experience makes you the expert. And there's literally something that you have been through that the only reason why you went through that thing was so that you could
Hmm.
save someone else. There is literally
Hmm.
someone somewhere right now that is praying for the solution that you have literally like inside of you. And so if you can just step out of your own way for long enough to just get started, I believe that
Hmm.
your faith is going to create opportunities for you. Your faith is going to create
Hmm.
opportunities for you to truly live out your purpose, but it really just takes you getting started. And so take it from someone who literally did not have any of the things that you would believe is required in order for you to do the things that you want to do. It is possible for you if you just do the work.
Hey, you got to, and then not the WORK, the WERK. You know what I'm saying? I feel
That's
you. I feel you. And so, and I love that. And I want to clarify something here, because man, I felt that thing in my spirit. In case there's somebody watching the replay that's watching us now, I did not, and I'll ask you to speak to this as well, Koereyelle, and back me up here. I didn't mean to offend anybody if I was like, speak to some of the women that might feel like they can't go past being a mom or a wife or whatever. Like, if that's your full-time mission, it's just to take care of that home. Like, there is nothing wrong with that, right? If it's your full-time mission to say, man, let me cater to my husband, my man, my kids, and really build this thing, like, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just wanted Koereyelle to speak to those that have a desire for more. You feel me? But might have felt like, but maybe this is all I can be. Does that make sense? Because I don't want to offend nobody, Koereyelle, and they be like, and they start emailing us, what's wrong with being a mom? And I'm like, I ain't on
Let
that.
me
That's
tell you
not what I
something.
mean.
Your purpose and your payday may be tied to that, because regardless
Hmm.
of what anyone says, regardless of how like we look at mothers and wives here in the United States of America, a mother and a wife is literally the most respected, the most
Yes.
important, the most
Yes.
like that's the most
Mhm.
important title or position that you're ever
Mhm.
going to serve in. And
Mhm.
so do not take it as this is all that I can be. That is a gift. That is an honor. Like that's a blessing to be able to
Facts.
serve in that role. And if you are doing it
Facts.
well, please
Facts.
turn around and teach somebody else how to do it too. Because if we are being real about,
Right.
and you are heavy in the schools, Jeremy. So if we're being real
Mhm.
about reshaping the next generation, like we need some good mothers out here. We need some serious wives
Listen.
out here. So that it's
Yes.
not just a I can only be this. It's like, yo, I'm going to stand so firmly in this role that I've been blessed to
Mm.
serve in. I'm going to do it so
Mm.
well. I'm going to teach other people how to do it. So that can even be tied to your purpose.
Did y'all hear that? Like it's so many levels to it. But what we don't want you to do is to be put in a box or stereotype or just feel like it's only got to be some type of way. Public service
Yeah.
announcement. You can have whatever life you want to have. It can look however you want it to look. You can experience whatever you want to experience. So if you feel like, hey, this is cool, I love my husband, I love my kids, but there's more cool. If you feel like, no, I'm actually happy here, then this ain't for you. But this is for those that's like, man, I know it's more inside me, right? I know it's more than
Yeah.
this cubicle. I know it's more than this 9 to 5. You're not complaining about the job, but you feel in your heart like, man, I believe that there is more that God has for me. We're going to, at our conference that's in 11 days, April 30th to May 2nd, it's going to be filled with people taking the stage that's been there. There's not one person, Koereyelle, as you know, that grew up with a silver spoon in their mouth. It's not one person that ain't had some hardships. It ain't one person that's
Yeah.
going to be on that stage that ain't never been through depression, that ain't never been through financial issues and challenges and all this other stuff, that ain't never bumped their head and failed over and over again, had to scrape up pennies trying to get by. I was methodical. Every single person that has taken the stage at our conference has gone through a season, you know what I'm saying, of the
Yeah.
struggle and has had to have faith to get to where they are. You know what I'm saying? And so I want you to speak to that part, Koereyelle, because you said, hey, all right, when I quit my job, left 32,000, you knew there was a greater calling God had on your life. You knew it was time for you to empower women and then to retire from empowering them, to now showing them how to get paid, to now taking the stage and speaking and writing and coaching. You made that transition and you said, I didn't realize I would be at this place, but when did it begin to register? Like, what was the transition when you was like, ooh, like I'm on to something here. It pays to have faith. Yeah, talk to me
You
there.
know, you know what is crazy? It's like once you really tap into that thing that you were born to do, it's almost like the floodgates open up. Like things
Hmm.
just start to click. People just start to find you. Opportunities just start to find you. And so it was
Hmm.
when it wasn't one particular thing. It was all of the things just felt right. The things weren't as hard. I wasn't begging and pleading for opportunities. I wasn't begging and pleading to be seen or to have an opportunity. They just seemed to be finding me. And so I'm really big on things happening for a reason. So even the fact that y'all are tuned in and tapped in right now means
Hmm.
that you are here for a reason. And so I believe
Hmm.
that when you truly spend the time, like really digging deep to figure out what your purpose is, not just I'm going to find something to do so I can make some money. Like when you really tap into figuring out what your purpose is, how you are sent here to serve someone else, that's when I believe things are just going to start flowing for you. Things you're not going to have to um, you know, I think a lot of times we are searching for answers because we're asking the wrong questions. Like we feel like we're not getting the right answers because we're not asking the right questions. And when you
Hmm.
really tap into your purpose, you're not going to have all of the questions that you've probably been asking. And so I think getting
Hmm.
into rooms like this, like getting in the room is such a
Hmm.
concept that people got to,
Talk about
right?
that.
Just getting
Talk about that.
the right people. Because being in the room, y'all, I promise you, the money will like jump off of somebody and onto you. The inspiration will jump off of somebody and onto you. The ideas will
Fact.
jump off of somebody. The excitement, like all of the things. It's just something about being in the right space with the right people, with like-spirited people. So trust me when I say the people that have been a part of my journey have been crucial, but me really tapping into my purpose on my journey has been crucial too. And so one of the questions people ask me all the time is like, well, how do you know your purpose? Like, I don't know that thing yet. And so if
Hmm.
that's you, I definitely feel like events like this and opportunities like this are the perfect space for you to get around people who will inspire you, who will empower you, who will encourage you, who will just get your creative juices flowing for how you can possibly like live out your life purpose. I hope I answered
I
your
love
question.
it. I love it. Oh yeah, you answered it plus some. I love it. You're a natural communicator, so I'm just gonna sit back and let you go. Um, I want you to lean in. I want you to lean in a little bit more into the importance of investing in yourself, because there are some people that hearing they like, okay, Jeremy, I've seen the ads, I've seen the post, I've seen the flyers, I've seen all of that. Like I've seen the promo videos, I've been to the website, but they just haven't pulled the trigger because they struggle for whatever reason, right? They struggle with investing in themselves. And when they hear people say, you got to get in the room, you got to invest in themselves, they feel like it's some type of like sales technique, like Koereyelle. I mean, our tickets is $400 and you get to bring a person for free. So you can really have two people that want to come to this conference 3 days with multimillionaires, people that's going to be rocking the stage and giving away game for $200. But for some people, it's like traveling to Atlanta or even if you're in the city, getting in the car, driving, like it's just something that stops them because they're just not accustomed to investing in themselves. So what do you have to say to that? And how has investing in yourself been a game changer for you?
Listen, personal and professional development, hands down, have been the best investment, period.
Hmm.
I believe like in order to earn more, you have to learn more. And so
Hmm.
every level requires new learning. I just because I made $1 million does not mean that I have reached capacity, right? I believe you can never learn too much, you can never know too much, you can never surround yourself with too much right information. And so sometimes these days, I'm not just investing in information, I'm investing in connections. I'm investing
Hmm.
in the environment. I'm investing because I want to get in the room. I'm investing because
Hmm.
I need to know what's possible. And for a lot of people, you see that $200 or that $400 and you're thinking about how much you're spending instead of thinking
Hmm.
about the investment that you're making and the return that you can get on that investment. So I think
Hmm.
part of it is, we were born and raised and taught and trained to be workers. And workers, when you're working for a job, when you're working for a company, you're not investing in yourself to make that company better. That company is investing in you on their behalf, right? As an
Hmm.
entrepreneur, it's a totally different mindset. I'm investing in myself because I'm in charge of making this company move forward. I'm in charge of
Hmm.
ensuring that I can get paid tomorrow and my paycheck isn't going to run out today. And so it's definitely a mindset shift. The same mindset that you are using to thrive as an employee is not going to take you very far as an entrepreneur. And so sometimes getting in these rooms is simply because it allows you to be next to people who have that next level mindset. It allows you to
Yeah.
be next to people who say, yo, I got this next level opportunity. Back when I was teaching y'all, I would have probably been that person who would not have been willing to invest $400 because I did not know what the return on my investment could be. When I started
Hmm.
seeing the people that are making 5, 10, 15, $50,000 on these stages, it's a no-brainer to pay $400 to learn how I can make 5,000. The math is mathing on that one, right? Like that,
Listen.
regardless of your career, regardless of what you're doing right now, that math makes sense. If I can pay 400 to learn how to make 5,000, it's a no-brainer. And so I think a lot of people just aren't used to investing, and then the other people
Right.
aren't seeing it as an investment. They're just looking at it as money spent and not, an investment with
That's
a
deep.
potential return.
That's deep. That's deep. So you're saying some people are not, whether it's the conference or not, that's our conference in 2 weeks. So some people is looking at it like that's money spent that they're not sure they want to spend it. But then there's some that's like, no, it's an investment. They're just not sure what their return is going to be. That's deep. So you got
Because
some
let me
with a
tell you
poverty
why. Let me
mindset.
tell you
Huh?
let me tell you this, Jeremy, because the return on the investment depends on them. So it's easier for them
Mm,
to say, Jeremy, I'm gonna put the responsibility on you, right? It's your
mm,
responsibility to make sure I get a return on my investment. But the truth
mm,
is, it's their
mm.
responsibility. They think that if I pay $400, I'm automatically going to get something in return. Your $400 is literally your ticket in the door. Your action is what's going to get you a return on your investment.
Facts.
So a lot of
Facts.
people don't want to put responsibility on themselves. They don't want to say, well, I'm going to be responsible for me making good on my investment. They want to put the responsibility on you for hosting the event. So for everybody within the sound of my voice, step up to the plate. Like take some
Yes.
ownership over this opportunity and understand that what you put in is absolutely going to affect what you get out.
Yep. You know what? Let me tell you something. We so gangster, Koereyelle. I'm trying to make sure everybody gets maximum value. Me and my team sit
Yes.
down. We brought in a consultant because I wanted to have the best event possible. One thing that they recommended we do, because I was like, yo, typically when people go to conferences, especially 2, 3 day conferences, it's so much information. We got at least 2 different moments throughout the day. One for sure in the morning and one in the afternoon where we pause and connecting like your group huddles to recap what you learned and what you're going to implement next. We trying to make
Dope.
sure that we not just flooding you with information. We want to make sure these are now your tangible action steps to do when you
Yes.
leave here. What did you just learn? What did you process? How can you apply that to your life right now? All right, write it down in the journal booklet we're gonna give you, and then execute from there. So I just had to add that because I'm getting excited
Yep.
off what you're saying because it is on us. So me and my team, we spending all this money. We at the Marriott Marquis, and you know that's downtown. That's next level. The Marriott Marquis
Yes.
ain't no, that ain't just like a little, you know what I'm saying? Like that's next level. You know what I'm saying? They have the governor's ball and other things there. So we're gonna be at the Marquis Ballroom, like it's crazy. The stage, the lights, like we want to put on the best event because we really want to help people go to the next level. And so, man,
Yep.
Koereyelle, I'm excited. I appreciate you, sis. For those of you all that's interested in Koereyelle, I'm about to have you give some final words in just a minute. But for
Okay.
those of you, and then I want you to tell the people where they can connect with you. But those of you interested, in attending our next level speakers conference, if you want to learn about the speaking, the marketing, the branding, this conversation with Koereyelle is just a little bit of what you're going to get. Imagine 3 days with us and other high level 7 and 8 figure entrepreneurs and speakers talking about the branding, the taxes, the business, the marketing, the speaking, how to get the bag, how to keep the bag, how to build this thing out like at a really high level. Your proximity equals your velocity. Like this is the place to be. Nextlevelspeakersconference.com. Y'all are watching this live streamed on YouTube, so you should be able to easily click the link in the description. But Koereyelle, any last words of just any type of encouragement for men or women that could be watching this, whether it's the important, like whatever is on your heart, from getting into room to investing to just them believing in themselves. A lot of it we're going to be sharing, Koereyelle, is like mindset, right? Showing them how to get out their own way so that they can be everything that God has called them to be. If you can share a little bit, and then I'll take it from there. Yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely can't wait to see y'all in real life. Y'all, we are outside in
Yeah.
2022. I can't wait to see y'all at the next level speakers conference. We're what, 11 days away? I think you said
Yep. Yep.
something
11
crazy.
days.
Coming so quick. But one work with an E is the effort and the energy that you invest in yourself, right? We're not telling you to spend money coming to this conference. We're telling you to invest in yourself. If you are willing to do the work with an E, you can absolutely accomplish
Hmm.
every single thing you are setting out to do. You just have to be willing to invest in your dreams, your goals, your hopes, your aspiration, your life's purpose outside of you investing your time, your effort, and energy into everyone else. So I can't wait to continue this conversation at the Next Level Speakers Conference. Y'all can connect with me everywhere at Koereyelle, and I will see y'all on stage.
Just like that at Koereyelle. Y'all see how we got a spell right here. You know what I'm saying? So y'all watching it live now and you watch the recording later, definitely tap in with her. We hope to see y'all at the conference so you can get more of this. Man, Koereyelle, thank you so much, man. Thank you for breaking away from the family. You know what I'm saying? Tell hubby I said what up. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? And the meetings we've had, you know what I'm saying, especially like this past year, some things we've been doing together, right? We making it so that spouses come free because we
Yes, I
want
love
that
that.
connection. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like I see the
Yep.
empire y'all building. You see what me and Tracy over here building. And so that's
Yes.
something else we realized. Corey, I'm gonna share this with you, right? I got one lady, I won't name her name, you know what I'm saying, but her husband is in our community. And he came back home from the last event. And my man was just like, yo, I ain't never experienced nothing like this, life changing, blah, blah, blah. She hit me and was just like, Jeremy, I think I took his morale down because I could not even understand what he experienced. So she's
Mm,
like, I need to make sure I get a ticket at the next conference so I can support him. Man, when she said that, Koereyelle, I was just like, that's so beautiful. You feel me? And that's when our
yep.
team was like, yo, let's make it so all spouses is free. Then we was like, maybe we do it for like an early bird. Then I was like, nope, because our company core values out of the 12, the first one is family first. And so yeah, man, spouses come free.
I
And
love
now we
that.
doing the BOGO spell. So yeah, y'all, there's a link there. Koereyelle, appreciate you, Queen. Appreciate you, sis. Thank you for kicking it with us. And I'll see
Thank you.
you in 11 days.
All right. See y'all there. Peace out.